Hey, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to come on here and do this video where they were talking about how there were 30 shot over. I'll just read the title. It says 30 shot over 3 hour span in Chicago, including 11-year-old and at least 11 teens. First off, I hope that everybody that was involved, and I use that in quotations, is okay with with what happened. Now, this is the first time in quite a while we've heard this outlandish story of Chicago having these shootouts in quite some times. I can't even remember the last time they have actually spoke about it. But let me just tell black people something right now, because it's unfortunate that many of them are still falling for this trick. Notice that they have all of these shootings occur, but they don't produce not one suspect. They don't produce two, they don't produce three, they don't even produce 10. They don't even produce one suspect. And they claim it's gang related, which means they should have some people brought in for questioning. Now, I skimmed through this article, and there was not mention of not one particular suspect. They claim that they're doing a thorough investigation, but how thorough are they actually going to go is the actual question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read this article, and it's a pretty lengthy article, so bear with me. A spat of mass shootings in Chicago left at least 5 people dead and 50 others wounded during a night of catastrophic violence in Chicago. During a Sunday press conference, police officials said there are so many investigations into so many shootings that they could offer few specifics. But everyone from congressmen to community activists agree the shootings mark a crisis point in Chicago's struggle with violence. Dozens and dozens of families waited for word on shooting victims being treated at Stroger Hospital Sunday afternoon. Police blocked the emergency room driveway amid rising tensions. This hospital is almost like a trauma center in a war zone. According to police, at least 5 people were killed and nearly 50 others wounded in shootings during a 24-hour period from Saturday into Sunday. It affects the whole community, Alderman Walter Burnett said. What can we do? We don't know what to do. The violence included an unheard of 5 mass shootings where 3 or more people were shot. Just after midnight, neighbors left in the street after a block party were targeted in Lawndale. 4 were shot, including 3 teens. Later in Gresham, assailants opened fire on a gathering in a courtyard around 12:30 a.m., wounding 8, including 3 teens. During an attempted drive-by shooting in West Humboldt Park just before 1 a.m., 4 people were injured as someone on the street returned fire and the vehicle crashed. Then around 2:25 a.m., 3 women standing on a porch were wounded as 2 groups of men exchanged gunfire in West Garfield Park. Then around 2:30 a.m., a group including children and teens were standing on the sidewalk in the Lawndale neighborhood when they were targeted by gunfire. A 17-year-old girl was shot in the face and killed. 5 others, including an 11-year-old boy and 3 teens, were wounded. Mayor Rahm Emanuel called the shootings unacceptable and pledged the police were doing everything possible to protect all parts of the city. We have too many guns on the street and not enough values. Despite the fact that Chicago police have taken 5,500 illegal guns off the street so far this year, and the city's homicide rate is declining. CPD Chief of Patrol Fred Waller was blunt in his assessment over the weekend. Challenged by a community member to explain police strategy, he questioned why so many teens were out so late at night. That right there lets you know something is very fishy with this guy. Let me read that again. He said, challenged by a community member to explain police strategy, he questioned why so many teens were out late at night, meaning he's not even going to question his own force. I'm telling you, it's some shady stuff going on in Chicago. Everyone has to be accountable, not just the police department. Congressman Danny Davis said the city had become a symbol of the need for national gun control. We do not do enough to control the flow of guns, especially automatic weapons. In the meantime, as retaliation shootings are feared, police say they will be conducting coordinated enforcement in targeted neighborhoods. We won't be overrun by that small group, that small element that's committing these reckless acts. We will not, I promise you, we will not be defeated. Police say that there have been some arrests, but cannot detail specifics. Officials said there were 10 shooting incidents in a 3 hour time span, early hours of Sunday morning alone. And then, I think that's more of an update, and then it just goes into even more details and stuff like that. But you pretty much get the gist of it. But my thing is this: after reading everything I've read, all those shootings and all those different locations, you still haven't received one arrest, not one suspect. Yet you claim to know who might be involved, but you're not saying. See, I don't know how anybody or people are not understanding what's really going on here. I'm telling you, this stuff, in my opinion, is completely government orchestrated. Remember, the first purge just came out pretty much a little over a month ago. If you've seen that movie, have you not learned anything from the story? They literally sent people in there disguised as people who were part of the purge in order to purge people out of that area. What do you think is going on here? I'm willing to bet that they are planting people in Chicago to do the same exact thing. Chicago is going through their own little purge right now. Now, I'm willing to bet if Chicago was to be completely gentrified, gentrification was over in Chicago and it became this lily white city, how much you want to bet that this stuff wouldn't even happen? And then they'll say, see what happens when you spruce up the city and make it all nice and pretty, basically saying get rid of all the niggers. If y'all don't get it by now, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be down below for the PayPal and Patreon. I'll talk to you in the next one.